about to go down. Lateka S Carter's on a new platform where she educate, enlighten, entertain, and empower the audience worldwide.
Lateka S Carter Show. Lateka S Carter Show. Lateka S Carter Show. It's showtime. Let's go. Hello, everyone. I am Lateka S Carter coming to you live. I am the CEO and executive consultant of LSC Global. I am so grateful to be on here with you all tonight. Very short, but I wanted to bring you some amazing points tonight, especially when you are job searching. I don't know if those of you are out there looking for a job, but I wanted to give you some information, some tips that will assist you in why you're looking for a job and what you should be able to, the questions you should ask yourself when you're looking for a job. So LSC Global is a consulting and coaching company, and we specialize in really consulting individuals that are transitioning job to job, career to career, transitioning into small business, or just small business questions, things concerning with training when it comes to their business. I also have consulting services available as well. So please feel free to go to my website and look at that information, LSC Global, LLC.com. Because I do have another obligation in 30 minutes, I wanted to be able to come on tonight to give you some great tips, some great pointers when it comes to when you are looking for a job, the questions you should be asking yourself. So if you feel like this is some good information that will assist other people, please, 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 by all means, have them to reach out to me and share. Please share. Let's not forget that. Please share with others too, that you can assist them and help them with this valuable information. So when it comes to looking for a job, let's go ahead and be honest when we say this, that there are so many companies that are actually hiring right now. They are hiring left and right. Everywhere you go, you see now hiring. You see signs that are now hiring. And I've even heard about bonuses, that people are getting bonuses to actually start, even Domino's. I had someone who told me that Domino's was giving like $500 or $1,000 sign-on bonus. So this is a time in which if you are in need of a job or you like to transition your job from job to career or job to job, role to role, this is a good time to do that. But I want to be able to assist you in doing those things as well. It's very important when you start looking for a job to actually know, why are you looking for a job anyway? So these are the best things to do, to ask yourself these questions. First, I want to ask you the question. When you are looking for a job, do you even understand the difference in having a job or versus a career? Having a job or when it comes to a career, what is the difference in this? So if you're looking for a job is a regular employment. That means that you're getting paid to do a specific task. You shouldn't even expect to have so many other benefits that could come with, let's just say, a career, meaning there are jobs that you can get that will advance you. True enough, you can advance in those jobs. You can advance in those roles. But when it comes to your career, it's a little bit different. A career is an occupation for a long period of time in which you have been working, and it gives you opportunities for advancement or opportunities to move into roles. In addition to that, when you start thinking about an actual opportunity with your job or career, you have to get ready to ask yourself the question, which is, for a job, when you are out here looking for a job, what are the main reasons that people are out here looking for a job? They're in between jobs, they have been laid off, or they have found a new career, or they want to transition to a new career path. And some of them want to advance in that career, meaning they're getting tired of doing the same thing over and over and over. And a lot of people out here, they just need a job. They really need a job. And when you look at it, there have been reports out here that I have read to find out that the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 5 million people since September, 5 million people have been in a place where they cannot find a job, or they lost their job. They can't find a job because of their company has either closed its door, or they have shut down, or have to maneuver around in those businesses because of the actual work that's being done within those jobs. Let me move this off the screen so you all can see that. Please forgive me. I'm trying to work all these things by myself. But you have employers who have gotten to that place where it's been a pandemic going on, and they have been losing business because of that. And I have, for myself, been able to see where companies are actually losing business because they can't hire people. And that's a problem when you can't hire people. That's a problem when you're an employer and you cannot bring in enough people. And a lot of industries are suffering because of that. And some companies are having to close its door or restructure their business because they can't bring other people in to assist or to hire. They're competing with pay. They're competing with larger companies that have better benefits or even better pay. So there are so many people who are looking for a job or a career shift. So let's just dive into when it comes to what matters to you. When you're looking for a job and a career shift, what matters to you? Does pay, benefits, advancement, management, team, training, or even purpose, a job being purposeful, does that really matter to you? So when we start talking about those things, about it mattering to you, let's move into your biggest reason for really looking to get a job. Now, I understand that pay is everything. Let's just be honest with that. We got to have money. We got to, if a man don't work, he doesn't eat. So when it comes to really looking for a job, another role, or another career shift, you have to ask yourself the question, what really matters to me when I'm ready to make this type of move? Is it the pay? And I have to be honest and say this, that it needs to be, excuse me, I'm moving, I have different screens that I'm working, I'm recording. Sorry about that. But what's important is when you're looking for a job, you have to ask yourself the question. And this time you can say, I'm going to talk to myself, and myself needs to say, I'm listening, and give those true answers. The pay, how important the pay? I mean, let's just keep it real. Some of us want a significant increase, or we want to have a serious amount. We know what we're working with. We're trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. I get that. And it's not all about you being able to get that number that you really want to get. So you have to realistically set a goal for the type of position that you're looking for, or the type of role that you're looking for. The benefits on the job, is that important to you? The benefits, what the company has to offer, insurance, short-term disability, life insurance, all health insurance, just different things, even advancement in reimbursement for education. Do those things matter to you? Management, being on a team that you can mesh with, that you can work with. How important is that to you when it comes to your team and it comes to training? Now, it's almost like being married to someone. You know, you go on a date, you how they say in the old times, you court each other for a while, then you feel like, hey, we're a great fit, we get married. Well, when it comes to job searching, that's one of those things that you really have to do your homework. And just because you've done your homework, it does not mean that you're going to have the best fit in with your team members as you would hoped you would have. And I've been in management for years, and I've worked with tons of people with different personalities. And even being a manager, sometimes it's like, because you have so many different personalities, and you really have the people the executive office who is driving, who's letting you know what you should do, what they're looking for with the numbers. They set a budget, you got to meet the budget, but then you got a team that can or cannot get along. So you have to remember that as a manager, you're only great as your weakest link. So when it comes to being on a team, I think it's very important that you say those things whenever you get an opportunity to move into your job interview, to talk about the importance of team, even with team building. What type of team building activities do you offer, or training? Because those are one of the things that I had mentioned earlier, that training, is that something that is really important to you? It's one thing to throw you in a role, right? Because I've been there so many times where you have companies, they have projects that they need to get done. There's a budget that needs to be met. They will set up a new position or new positions, a new departments or new structure, and they'll hire all these people. But when it comes to training, maybe it's more like an overview as opposed to a real blown out training. And they need you just to get on the floor to do the work so they can just start working. That's when they'll throw all of the responsibilities to the management, the supervisors, the team leads, what have you, to make sure that the staff is up and running, up and training. So it's important to know if training is one of those things that you reach out to the individual who is hiring you, who is interviewing you, and let them know that training is very important to you, and ask them the questions about what does training detail, what does it involve, what does it look like, and be able to pull those things in to help you make a decision. Also, a job being purposeful. Because of how we live and a lot of things that are going on, some people want to find a job that is purposeful for them. So that is something that you have to dive into when it comes to yourself, to know that, yes, what this job entails, it needs, I want to feel like it's part of my purpose. I want to feel like that I'm operating in a purpose that is bigger than me, that I'm helping people. I want to feel fulfilled on this job, not just get a pay, but feel fulfilled. So it's important to know those things if it's that important to you. At the end of the day, only you can really tell what matters to you. Understanding what is important to you and what matters to you. Now, what about those deal breakers? When we had that listed on the board, I have it on there for you now. The deal breakers. You have to really ask yourself the question too, when it comes to the deal breakers on a job. You're out here, you're job searching, but the pay, is that a deal breaker for you? The compensation, the time, which includes, what if our company is saying, we need you to work overtime? Overtime is mandatory. A lot of people are gearing up to hire for the holidays right now. So you'll have overtime that will be put out there if you know that you can't work overtime. Is that a deal breaker for you? Or even working the holidays, working the weekends, especially if you have a family or you have other activities or you just don't want to work it? Is that a deal breaker? So only you can be able to determine what is a true deal breaker for you. A company may have all the things that you're looking to bring in, but when it comes to making a true decision for yourself, your future, what would be that deal breaker for you? As well as the distance. If you watched me before, I've shared with you all about how I had to drive. It took me almost 2 hours to get to work and almost 2 hours to get home when I moved to Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you what, I needed a job. But I'm gonna tell you, that was about to be a deal breaker for me because that was a lot. And I had to weigh out the options. That's a lot going back and forth. But some people are okay with that, especially depending on where you are. Only you can be in that position to know if that's a true deal breaker for you or not. Distance. And lastly, I put on the board for you all to see the deal breaker, the bad vibes. Think about that. That is very important, in my opinion. If you're walking in a room, because it's the same thing in our world when it comes to what we believe, our believers of Christ, when it comes to ministry work and things of that nature, I say discernment, but you have some people that say bad vibes. So I'll leave it with the bad vibes, the energy. When you're walking through the room or you're being interviewed, what are you picking up? What is the energy that you're feeling? What are the vibes? And please let me say this too. It should not feel as if it's just an emotional place, because sometimes we can get an emotional place and we can feel as if our nerves are getting in the way. So it's important to take deep breaths to make sure it's not just you, because you're nervous and you really want this job. But as you're walking in a place, check out the energies that you are feeling around you, because if you're hired at this company and some of those things that you listed that matter to you and some things that were deal breakers for you and you chose to go there anyway, you're sitting on a job that you didn't feel, I feel something is off, but you still chose to move forward. For me, just coming from my background as a minister, I have to be honest. And even with people that I would coach, I have to be honest, and I have to let you know that when you're making a decision, make sure you have a peace of mind with the decision that you're making, and you're making it for the right reasons. And that comes in a whole different kind of conversation that I can't go into right now. So I'm sure I'll be bringing that up on another time. But tonight, I wanted to bring you some key points on when you're looking for a job. If you're out here job searching, what are some questions that you should be asking yourself? Or what are some questions that you should even be asking when it comes to the company? And the company, what matters to you about the company that you are looking to be employed with? I have questions here like, how long has your company been in existence? These are good questions to ask. How long? And there's nothing wrong with asking that question. I've had people that I've interviewed, and I'm going to tell you, there have been so many people that I have interviewed, but those who seem to want to know a little bit more about the company, I was more prone to listen. And when I'm sitting in a room and I have a lot of people that I know I have to hire for these positions, I could have a week just with different interviews that I have to do and be able to pinpoint the second week, be able to bring them back. So for me, as someone who has been hiring people, I'm doing these interviews, I'm going to get straight to the point and I'm going to listen. And what I'm listening for is also, is this someone that seems would be a good fit for this role, not just with skill set or the requirements, but also are they asking the right questions that would seem as if they're interested, they really want this job, they're interested in longevity with this job or this company. So again, it goes into a place to know if you're looking for a job or you're looking for a career. And also when you're looking for a job or a career, you have to ask yourself another question, which is this going to be a part-time job? Is this going to be a full-time job? Is it going to be temporary? If it's full-time, then is it also going to include benefits that come along with being full-time that takes you into advancement opportunities within the company? So this is a lot of key points that I want to give to you, share with you, so that you can really just sit down and have conversations with yourself to really zero in on your job search. And I know I'm going to be talking more about that next week, but today I wanted to give you just a little meat. So if you're someone who's looking for a job, these are some good questions just to ask yourself. And maybe you've been looking, but you haven't been hired, and you've been going on job interviews, or you haven't received the job interviews. You meet the criteria, you meet the requirements, but you're not understanding why you can't even get to the actual interview. These are great questions that I'm sharing with you tonight, to just take the time to ask yourself the important questions. And also when it comes to the time frame of the job, whether it's part-time, it's full-time, I want you to understand that you can be a part-time employee with full-time hours, because there's a lot of companies out here that are hiring part-time, but because of the demand that they have, they're giving you more and more hours. And that means that being labeled part-time may not give you those benefits that you really want to have. So asking the right questions is very key and very important, not just for yourself, but even for the person that's going to be interviewing you as well. So when it comes to the company, asking the right questions, and that is, how long has the company been in existence? What's the size of the company? Knowing if you're working for a mom and a pop store, because you can go to these job searches, you can put in your resume, you can get an interview, and you don't necessarily know how long that company has been in operation if you don't ask the question yourself. So this is a way to protect yourself and to also do your homework at the same time. What's the public reputation of the company? Asking questions to that effect. How often do they hire? What is the work culture like? Oh my gosh, knowing that, asking that question even in the interview process, but also going back, doing your homework, going to these search engines, pulling up this company, go to BBB, Better Business Bureau, looking to see if they have any ratings out there, look at the reviews. And I've talked about that before, but these are just some things to really do your homework with the company that you're looking to be employed with, because there are so many people who are hiring. Also, what is their organizational structure? Who are you going to report to? Are you reporting to just a manager, and the manager is taking care of everything else because it's a regional manager, or is it a president? You can ask those questions. How many departments do they have? When it comes to your particular role, what part of a department is your role that you're being interviewed playing within the organizational structure? And do they invest in their employees? That means reimbursement. If you decide that, okay, I'm with a company, I'm enjoying where I am, but I want more. So asking those questions ahead of time, you can go and get your degree, they'll reimburse you, but asking them, do they also have training opportunities that will help you become advanced in other roles related to that company? It's so many things that you can ask, but I wanted to give you some key indicators just to help you in your search for a job. Again, I'm Lateka of LSC Global, LLC, which is a coaching and consulting company. I will be back with you on next week, and we'll be diving a little bit more into some incredible topics so that I can help you in your career shift to make it what you desire it to be. I also have a coaching program that is 12 months. It's a 12-month coaching program for women. So please reach out to me because I do have a lot of great things that I'm doing to help women win all the way around. It's not just about the job, because we can go from job to job and still not be satisfied. We can go from role to role, even within a company, and still not be satisfied. Maybe your money is off and you thinking that if you go to another company and they're offering a little bit more money, that'll work. I want to help you in your time management, your financial planning, to see where you're looking to go, how much you're looking to save, even with your retirement. Setting a structure, setting a plan together, not just for you, but for you to also teach your children, your family, or those who look up to you, because you have a voice, you do matter, and the people who are looking up to you, even if it's just your family, they matter too. So the more you know, the more you can share to help others. That's what I'm doing here tonight. The more I have learned over 20 years in just working and hiring and implementing processes and procedures and all of those things, running my own companies, my own nonprofit. I have learned a lot of things over 20 years in which I am taking the time to give back. And I know that there are people out there who are looking to have more and to do more with their life. And I want to help them go get it and go get more. So if that's you, please reach out to me, LSC Global LLC.com. You can also text me or call me 404-667-0567. Until then, until next week, it's been an honor and a privilege to come to you tonight with helping you on strategies, helping you on questions to ask yourself when you're job searching. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Peace and blessings.